Hello everyone and welcome again to FPL Animate. My name is Oded and in this video I will show you 5 players that are totally overlooked for more than a few reasons. And I do think they will get good numbers this year and be the hidden gems of this season. So what makes a player a hidden gem in my eyes and why those players are overlooked? Let's go and see. First of all, one of the obvious reasons is these players are not premium or even differential players. When you look at their team's roster, you will go for the players you know, and the rest of them, especially in the small teams, you ignore because you don't know them or because their stats are pretty low if you want to go for a differential in one of those smallest teams. Hidden gems usually come with low prices because of what I mentioned before. So naturally, if their price is low, you automatically think that the reason is that they won't contribute to their teams or yours. And in some cases, you do know the player and what he can do, but he is not a starter in his team and doesn't play much, so you cannot count on him to bring you points week in and week out. But if this player will sold or loan to another team who will make him first choice in the starting 11, it could be a good thing. Take an example, Billy Gilmore, who moved from Chelsea to Norwich. No one in the right mind will select him even if his price is 4.5 million, especially if you want 3 better players from Chelsea to be in your team. But when he moved to Norwich, people start owning him, almost 9%, because now you'll probably play every week and have a great tag price. Hidden gems can be players who shown a lot of potential in the past, but problems, issues, injuries along the way made them unworthy to look, and maybe this season they can show what they can do. Others just waited for the opportunity in their teams, came from the bench time after time and didn't get a real shot to show what they can do. With every team renew and build this squad for this season, players in their position leaving the club, maybe there will be a spot for them in the front row to earn it and take this chance. Obviously I'm not recommend to take these players I'm going to talk about in the first game week and run with them. Just a reminder that there are great players who just need an opportunity to show what they can do. It will be wise to keep an eye on them in the weeks to follow and maybe select them in the right moment if they do make themselves one worthy gem. So Tammy Abraham to me is a hidden gem. Not because nobody knows who he is, it's just because he is a proven striker who got caught in a bad situation. When Frank Lampard was coaching Chelsea, Abraham got a real shot, playing almost every game until Tuchel came along and benched him pretty much for the rest of the season. Tuchel preferred to place Alvarez in the striker position and Werner as a winger, and there were no place for Abraham anymore in the field. Things not gonna change this year as well. Chelsea will keep playing the same way with the same players, and with rumors of major striker Chelsea want to sign, I don't see any playing time for Abraham in the league. Rumors about his future in the club are also flying around. Chelsea want to cut him out, asking about 40 million for him for clubs that place their eyes on him like Arsenal, West Ham and Aston Villa. If either of these teams will buy him, they will get a 23-year-old striker that his numbers were pretty damn good for the amount of time he played last year. He started in 9 league games and got 6 goals and 2 assists. That's incredible numbers for a striker, and I do believe if he had more game time his number would increase. He could be a second option for Lacazette, Watkins or Antonio, and he can play a second striker as well. If he do move out and get more chances to play in one of those clubs or even clubs that he can be the main striker, with 6.5 million price he should definitely be in my team. With Aston Villa and West Ham playing in the Europe as well, I do see him start in the league game and as an only striker. How many of you FPL managers know who Ryan Fraser is? I bet only Newcastle and Bournemouth fans know. I admit I didn't know him as well until I dig in a bit and saw this player have a massive potential to be a shining gem. The reason you didn't hear about him last year is because he suffered from groin and hamstring injuries. His lack of fitness because of those injuries spread all season long and he only played 19 games and had 4 assists. It was his first year in Newcastle after playing for Bournemouth for 6 years with 1 year loan and Ipswich in the middle. He came as a free transfer and should have upgraded Newcastle midfield, but unfortunately the injuries brought him down and he wasn't even in Newcastle squad from game week 30, but he did recover in time to play Scotland international game in the Euro. 30 minutes in 2 games, and he did join the preseason training and preseason games for Newcastle, getting him fit for the start of the season. So why do I think he will be a gem? Just look at his number from 3 seasons ago where he was fit and in shape. 7 goals and 14 assists with 23 bonus points gave him a total of 181 points. And don't forget he played for Bournemouth with not much talent around him. With this amount of points last year he would have been right behind Bruno, Salah and Son. Only them got more points than him as the midfielders, if he had this season last year of course. If he do recover from his injuries and if he will start games now that Willock loan expired and he can take his place as an attacking midfielder, he might get nice numbers again. With Wilson and Saint up front he can restore his glory days and make his comeback. Even though Newcastle don't play with wingers, the position in which Fraser plays, and using split striker, he should find his way. In the first 3 preseason games Newcastle had, he scored once and got assists from set piece, so it seems like he's taking corners too. Smart to keep an eye on him for only 5.5 million. Joseph Willock started his loan season at Newcastle on the bench. Up to game week 23 he didn't start in any game. Injuries in the front line of Newcastle gave him a chance to finally start and he took it with 2 hands. 7 goals in Newcastle 8 final games of the season made him one to consider. Totally he played in 14 games and scored 8 goals. Not bad at all. This year he got back to Arsenal and seems he will remain there even though Newcastle are more than interested to transfer him right back. The question is, if he stays in Arsenal, will he get a valuable minutes? The Arsenal midfielder is pretty stuck up with Saka, Smith-Rowe, Pepe, Willian and the new signing, Lokonga. Will his performance from last season will be strong enough to give him a place in the starting lineup? It will be interesting to follow up their pre-games and check out their formation in the first game against Brentford. Honestly, I don't see him starting the first few games. Game weeks, and as the season goes along and with no Europe, it could be a solid 11 starter week in and week out. Arteta known as a rotation coach, mainly in the back, so there is a chance he will get more opportunities. The second main problem with him is his price. 6 million is a bit much for a player who may come off the bench and not a regular starter. He is cheaper than Pepe and Saka though, so if you do get a major playing time and the fixtures are good for Arsenal along the season, don't rule him out. Last year Benrahma started in the 11 matches and played in 30 games total. He scored only once and had 6 assists. The main reason that he didn't start in more games was Jesse Lingard, who came as a loan in the middle of the season and took his place in the starting lineup. Now that Jesse is back to the Manchester United and seems that he wants to stay there and prove himself, the door opened once again to Benrahma to get his spot behind Antonio and run West Ham attack in the middle. With no other attacking midfielders to threat his position right now, he could be the main man for West Ham at the start of the season, with Fornals and Bowen in both sides and Antonio in front. Proof to that was in the preseason game a week ago against Celtic. West Ham crushed them with 6 goals against 2. Benrahma was all over the place and got 1 goal, 1 assist and a lot more opportunities to score. His attacking vibes and quickness sure shown in that game, and if no major player will sign in West Ham in his position, he could be a great asset to have. 6 million is not much for a starting lineup player in the front of the attack of West Ham. With Newcastle, Palace and Southampton in the first 4 games for West Ham, it could be his chance to leave early mark and show he has what it takes to lead West Ham attack. Pedro is only 18 but managed to play as the main striker for Watford last season with 40 appearances and contribute 9 goals and 4 assists. And I'm guessing he will get more than a few chances this season as well. No team in the league has more forwards in the squad than Watford. God knows why they need so many, and I believe this number will reduce before the start of the season. But until then, Pedro has to fight his way to the starting lineup against 9 others. Some of course not relevant, but his biggest threat for his spot is 32 years old Troy Deeney. Joshua King will try to claim his spot as well in the first choice. Last season Watford played 4-3-3 formation with Sarr taking the place of the right winger, giving space for 2 strikers to play right next to each other. Will this formation stay now that the Watford in the Premier League? Hard to tell right now. If they do start with 2 forwards, I do think his place is guaranteed as the young, dynamic player that he is. With his 5.5 million price, he can turn out to be a great gem for some of Watford games against low-table teams. So that's about it. If you think about any other hidden gems in the league, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this graphic and this video help you decide which way to go. a lot more videos up your way, so if you like the content, please press the like button, leave a comment and subscribe of course. Do well and good luck to everyone.